YouTube link just does not want to cooperate tonight. We done tried to resend and send again and send again, and it is just not working out. Like technology, it's not always a good thing. Sometimes it's issues. So I'm gonna give everyone a moment to come back on. So I had to hop off for a second. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you able to request to join live? Can you go and see, like, if it gives you the option to request? So y'all know I'm always talking to Babe in the in the background, like he ain't here. He always acting like he ain't here, but he really be here. Does it give you the option to request? Like request to join? Or what? You can only just chime in through the chats? I don't know why it's acting crazy tonight. Normally it's huh? It doesn't give you the option to request to
I
join?
don't know about this.
Let me see.
So how did you do that? How did how did he join that?
I sent the link and they was able to just click and join right in. But for some reason, when I send a link, it's saying troubleshooting. Like it's not, like join allowing them to join. And I just sent you the link and it's saying the same thing, right? I don't know, yeah. Right? Oh, he wanna start whispering like he ain't here again. He always wanna whisper like he ain't here. But anyway, okay, so change of plans because it would have been really nice to have my special guest, but we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get it together. And hopefully next live she'll be able to join us. I was so out tonight, but what can you do? It comes with the territory. So yeah, I haven't done a live in a long time. So I was like, you know what? Let me just take this Sunday to kind of do a live. And so that's my purpose for coming on. So I really tonight didn't even have a topic of conversation. I just was like really coming on to just kind of interact and kind of, vibe with y'all. So it wasn't even like I was coming with a whole agenda tonight because I wasn't. So yeah, I don't know, but like I was saying before I ended my live, the last time I was live, I was getting some questions on like, how is healthcare here in Ghana, and I finally dropped the video on what healthcare can be like at times. And it took me a while to put that video out actually because I was kind of like apprehensive. I didn't know if I wanted to like really, put it out there like that. I wanted to make sure that when I did, I was doing it in a tasteful way and, not trying to act like Ghana's a horrible place because it's not. Ghana. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Um, babe. Okay, so now. Can you go, please? And so the last live that I did, you guys had that question. Drop the video on healthcare. And so if you did not watch it, go check it out. But healthcare can be, how do we join? What do you mean? How do we join? How do you join the live? Or what? But healthcare in Ghana can be crazy. And so, when you watch that video, you will see just how crazy healthcare can get in Ghana. But that doesn't speak for all of Ghana. It doesn't speak for every healthcare system in Ghana. But it gives you an idea of what you can walk into. And sometimes, unfortunately, you encounter these situations where you just like, I didn't know this was going to be a situation. And so, one of the things that I mentioned in that video is that I fully like 100% trust the doctors here. It's not for one moment that, oh, I will have to send you a link. It's by link. I'll have to send you a link. I was trying to see if like you can request to join. I know like when you go live on Instagram, it gives you the option to request to join, but I guess that's not the case for YouTube. I don't know. Um, really, right here. So yeah, that's a little bit about like how healthcare works here in Ghana. It's not always a pretty story, like when you were walking into these situations. That's what I was saying. That I fully trust the doctors. Yeah, I remember when I was giving birth to Emerald, and I had to select like what doctor I wanted to go with, and it was this doctor who was from the continent. I'm not sure where he was from. I don't think it was Ghana, but one of these continents. One of somewhere, one of these countries here on the continent. And so I really wanted him to, because I had to have a C-section once. So I really wanted him to do my surgery. But unfortunately, the day that I was going in, he was not going to be available. So I just feel like I'm like, even me being in the States felt more comfortable being with, a doctor who was from Africa as opposed to an American doctor. I just felt like I don't know if it was just me, but I just felt like, okay, he knows what he's doing. I just felt more comfortable with him overall. So I don't doubt, the competency of the doctors here here in Ghana, but some of the conditions is just crazy. Like, and I really feel like, this like sorrow in a sense because a lot of the like crazy situations and circumstances that people find themselves in or the majority the lower class citizens who don't have the finances to pay for private health care, so they have to go to these government facilities, which they find themselves in situations like that. And it's crazy to me because whether you have money or whether you don't have money, you should have access to the same adequate health care as someone who is fortunate. So I just feel like, overall, the government of Ghana has to do better when it comes to healthcare and just the healthcare upkeep. Okay, because that's what it boiled down to in that facility. It was all ran down. It wasn't maintained. It wasn't even being cleaned. And that has to change because whether you have money or whether you don't have money, you should still be able to get proper health care, and it should still be safe conditions, and it should still be in a way that disease and germs is not being spread. Okay, because I just was there and I felt like you might go in there because I don't know, maybe you just having a headache, so you want to go to the hospital, and you might come out with a whole like serious condition being up in there. Like, it was crazy. So I just feel like overall Ghana has to do better when it comes to healthcare. Fortunate that cannot afford it. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. um but yeah, so I just wanted to come live really quick and kind of like threw a damper in my groove because I had a whole direction that I wanted to go in, but it did not work out. But it's okay. It's all good. These things happen in life, right? So what can we do? And not to mention, in the middle of me doing this, Emerald just woke up and she knows she should be asleep because she got school tomorrow. And it's at what time? What time is it? 9:35 right now. She's really playing. She's really playing. So, yeah. Does anyone have any questions? Do you have anything that y'all want to talk about? I have put a post up, like, if anybody had any questions or anything specifically that you wanted to address or discuss. But it seemed like, the cat had everybody's tongue. So I was we might have something to talk about. All the way from England. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. All over. I love just seeing the interaction of like just people from all walks of life. Like, don't keep me in no box. Like, I want to see Ghana, I want to see Nigeria, I want to see England, I want to see Europe, I want to see France, Paris. I want to be everywhere. But that's just me. Like, I'm a real travel type of person. The new whites in Ghana? What do you mean? The new whites in Ghana? What do you mean? Like African American people move into the continent? I haven't seen that. I have not seen that at all. I know there are times where, you might see, a Ghanaian or someone that's from the continent that you might come across. Hello, hello, hello. That you might come across, and they might refer to you as being white because of your skin complexion being of a lighter tone. But as far as like overall referring to you as a white person, like, first of all, I feel like when I say this, I feel like I'm speaking for not just myself, but other African American people who are coming here from wherever, that um it's not okay. Like, it is not okay to, sit around and refer to any of us of color, whether we're lighter, darker, whatever shade we are, as white people. Like, where does people just so disrespectful? Like, how do you even get that in your mind? Where does that even come from? It's disrespectful. We're not white, okay? Whether we're light or light bright or darker or whatever, you know. Yes, I do have a husband. Okay, come these comments correcting then. Come in these comments correcting. I ain't even have to speak. But I feel like that's so disrespectful. Like, I know that when I first got here, someone referred to me as a white person. I was just like, first of all, I'm not even that light. I don't think that I'm that light. I feel like I'm more of like a caramel complexion, but I'm not like super light as light can get. Even Emmy, I feel like even my daughter, like, she's light, but it's even black people that's even lighter than her. So I'm nowhere near them shades. Like, so to call me white is crazy to me. I'm not white at all. I have met other African Americans. I've met plenty of African Americans that have relocated here and are trying to build a life here in Ghana. Or are, they've met their significant other, they're getting married, they're having kids. It's a lot going on. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. In that sense, I guess that's true in a way. But I can't say that's, all of Ghana, because there's people who were born Emerald. I mean, just come on. Do you want to say hi? Say hey, YouTube. Are you here? You might as well talk. What you hiding now for? Hair all over top of your head. You're supposed to be in the bed sleeping. You're not even supposed to be in the midst of this live right now. So you might as well say hi. Come say hi. Say hello. See, now this is light. And even her, like, she's light skinned, but yeah, I mean, she ain't too far from my complexion. You know? Like, how can you call this white? I don't understand. I don't understand. You cannot call that white at all. Do you think you're white? Bro, this is definitely the most Ghanaian baby that was not born in Ghana that you would ever find. Like, she speaks Fanti, right? What do you know in Fanti? Tabwa? Huh? Emerald. What do you know in Fanti? See? She is the most, listen, she might as well have just been born on a continent. She's just always with the, Fanti speaking people. She goes to school. She's been in school for some time. And, huh? Lights. What is that? Lights. Lights. Uh-huh. And so because she's like been interacting here in Ghana, okay, you want to show them? All right, thank you. I don't think they want to see your dirty shit. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So because she's like been here, and interacting, and like we're really of, the citizens here, Francie speaking people, she knows the language, she understands like she understands more than she can speak, but she's learning to speak very well. So it's kind of like Fanti is becoming her second language. She's learning it at the same time that she's learning English, because she's at an age where her language is still developing or beginning to develop. Okay, we're waving. Okay. Hello, Queen Elizabeth. Hello. Hello, everyone. And so she's at that age where she's really learning language. So she's learning to speak Fanti at the same time that she's learning English. And for me, it's so amazing. It's like the most amazing thing that you could see when, like you make a big change the way I have made a big change. And then you see that, it's impacting because I feel like, when we were stripped away from our culture, our heritage, and, we were raised in America or wherever, the various parts of wherever we're coming from, we were stripped from our native tongue. And so, it kind of like, it was just another way of just taking away our identity and who we were. So to see that being restored to my daughter, hopefully to me, but I feel like she's learning quicker than I am. But to see that being restored is just amazing. And it makes the move that I have made all the more worth it. Like, it's just been a blessing. Okay, you need to go to bed. You really do. You really do. So, yeah, it's an amazing experience. I know that not everybody wants to go to Ghana, not everybody wants to move to the continent, not everybody wants to visit, but I feel like it is so worth it in your lifetime to just come and experience the continent, whether it be Ghana or anywhere. I feel like life in Ghana is much easier. For me, it feels like every day you waking up and you're on vacation, even if you have a crazy hectic work schedule, which a lot of times I have. Even when you're super busy and you got so much going on at one time, I don't feel overwhelmed. I don't feel burdened. It's just a sense of freedom that comes with being here. And not only that, everywhere you look around, you're seeing people of, your skin tone, your, in that same category as your skin color and winning, like really doing some amazing things here. Like, very successful people, influential people. Like you see people of your same color that is actually successful. And for me, that's like, one of the main things that I wanted to see for my kids is for them to be able to look around and see people like them that is successful. And you don't get that in America. In America, it's everything is white and white is right. And, that's just what it is. And it develops this complex within us, within our children for generations. And it was something that I did not want for my kids. So no, they take Momo, and if you have like a hello, away from the island. Hello, thank you for tuning in. Um, if you have like I think most, a lot of the private facilities take Visa, MasterCard. I think probably even the government facilities take Visa, MasterCard, like the major credit cards. Which, if you have a bank card in America and you're coming here to Ghana, you can still use it just the same. You can swipe it just like you would swipe it in the States. It's no different. There are some people that don't take it, but a lot of people do. Exactly. Less depression. Oh, and I feel like that has been like a major thing happening in the States lately. I've been like hearing stories of so much suicide going on. And if it's not suicide, so many people that are doing drugs and passing away from the drugs being laced with fentanyl, and just like, so much depression just happening there, even in the youth. Like that has been something that I have been kind of like, you know, hearing is like the youth being attacked, like young kids just like struggling with suicidal thoughts. And it's crazy because it's like, what is going on to this extreme that is making even young people feel like they don't want to be on this earth anymore? Like, at some point, you have to stop and you have to think, like, what is going on? What is happening? Why are even these young kids feeling like they want to commit suicide? Like, it's crazy. My oldest daughter, she just called me the other day and was telling me how a friend of hers that she was going to school with committed suicide. And it's just like, it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate because I feel like a lot of these kids, especially that's growing up in America, I can't really speak for any other countries. If you're from another country and you have like, something to add, please do comment and let us know. But I feel like especially in America, the kids there are so isolated and closed off. And then on top of being isolated and closed off and thinking that that system they're in is the only system because they haven't been exposed to anything else, it kind of puts like a feeling of hopelessness in them. And it becomes a despair that becomes too unbearable. Like, and I guess they, it's only natural that you start to think like, if I can't do anything about the circumstances around me, about the racism that I'm encountering, about the way the conditions are in the schools there, like these teachers in these schools are out of control, out of control. Not every school, but I know especially in Texas. And that's what I've been dealing with my two older daughters being in Texas. They're crazy. Okay. And so when you have kids who are subjected to these crazy circumstances in school, like, and bullying and all these different things that go into being a child in America, a Black child at that in America, becomes overwhelming, even for an adult. So, what more a child? So, I feel like, as parents, we have to do a better job of working to expose our kids to a diverse world, to let them know that, listen, this may be where we live, but this is not the end all be all. There's a whole life out there. There's a whole world to explore. So don't get caught up in just thinking that this is it, because it's not at all. Yes, yes, depression, sexualization, and drug addiction is some of the biggest vices in schools and states in especially New York. It's true. It's true. And I feel like these kids are getting overwhelmed and they don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. They don't know who to turn to. A lot of times when they want to turn to mom or dad, either dad is not present because, we experience broken homes. And if dad is not present and you only have mom to run to, mom is busy because mom got to be hustling and bustling to take care, these kids. And so mom is not always there to give her undivided attention, or even maybe no attention at all to the children who need it, to her children who need it, because she's so busy trying to create a better life, for her kids. And so it just becomes, a crazy, America is just crazy, y'all. It's overwhelming. You get stressed out. You don't even have time to spend the money that you're making because you at work from sun up to sundown, 7 days a week. And you don't even have time to even take a breather. Like, you're driving a car that you're making a car note on. Really? Really? This is what y'all gonna do. And so you're driving a car that you have to make a car note on. And guess what? You can't even enjoy that car. 9 times out of 10, it's spent the majority of time in the parking spot. Why? Because you are in a job working from sun up to sundown, 7 days a week. And what, you might get one day off a week that you can go and take some time to enjoy the car that you're spending crazy payments for. Like, to me, the living just don't, it's the math is not math. And when it comes to it, like, you get all of these monthly bills and this debt, and you just find yourself getting caught up in that rat race. And I just rather not. I'm not, if I want to do something, I want to do something that is going to be beneficial for my life, for my kids' life, or, because you can't be in a happy, healthy state when you're stressed out and you're paying bills. And you don't even got time to even go to sleep. Like, as soon as you hop in the bed and fall asleep, it's time to get back up. Like, it's just too stressful. Life in America is too stressful. I remember the first time that I came to Ghana on a tour, and just the level of peace that I experienced when I first got here. I was just like, I don't ever want to leave this. I remember just being in my hotel room, just thinking to myself, I don't ever want to leave this. I don't ever want to. Hold on. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to respond. Okay. It was going so fast, y'all. Okay. Let me see that. In this town, let me visit the bank, grocery store, tax office. Oh, wow. Okay. Mississippi. Okay. Wow. That's amazing to see that a lot of people are, Black people are owning things in the States. Yeah. $1 is about 12 Ghana cedis. Yeah. But it changes every so often. Like you'll see it, kind of fluctuating, going up, going down. It's like, this back and forth thing that it does. So, but I mean, you can definitely live good here in Ghana if you are taking your dollar, the American dollar, and converting it here to the CD. You can really build a really good life for yourself. And even if you're in a state where you're like, stop, even if you're in a state of mind and you're like, listen, I'm young, I gotta work, I gotta save this money, or you want to invest or build, and that is your motive, that's all well and good. But I feel like you have to retire. Like you can't work forever. Like, eventually you're gonna get old enough to where working is no longer feasible. It's just not gonna work no more. And you have to retire. So when you retire, what are you gonna live on? It's hard when you retire and now you have a fixed income. Stop. Stop. And now you have a fixed income. Like it's stressful. Like for me, I would feel like I'm gonna touch. For me, I would feel like, if you're getting to that retirement age that you really want to have, a nest, you want to be able to kick back your feet up and know that you have established something. You can come here, build your house or wherever, any country, I mean, any one of these, countries you want to settle in, go ahead and do that. Like start investing, start sending your money, start, building something for yourself. So when you old and gray, you can kick your pretty little feet up and enjoy the fruits of your labor and still not have to be stressed out about it. Let's see. Oh, Jackson. Oh, some months I couldn't believe that. Oh, I heard about that, I think. I don't know exactly where it was, but I heard about the water crisis that was happening. Oh my goodness. So see, it can happen anywhere, anywhere. And like you said, especially in America, you would think like, how are they having water problems? Like, what is this? You wouldn't expect it. You would not expect it at all. But anything is possible anywhere at any given moment. So it's a lot of unfortunate situations that occur, and some things are just beyond our control. All we can do is do our best to prepare for you know a future. And unfortunately, if you don't make smart investments while you're at a working age, it's going to be difficult for you when you are at that retirement age. You're going to find that you're living off your retirement money, and you stressed out because houses are so expensive in America these days, unless you move in like down south, the more, or upstate, I know upstate New York is like pretty like down south prices. So it depends. Like, but you have to move to an area basically where it's gonna be affordable, because you might not be able to do the same thing when you're working as when you retire, because your finances are changing, if you especially if you don't have good investments that you've made to kind of get you through that retirement phase of your life. Exactly. Yes. Now is a very good time to invest in Ghana. That is absolutely true. It's a very good time to invest. I would say now is the best time, best time in history to invest, because Ghana is rapidly growing. It's developing. It's still a large portion of Ghana that is untouched. And as we know, when things get hot and it's popping, the prices go up. And right now, I know Accra, is getting like that. I've heard like Accra is getting really expensive, and that's migrating to Accra. But like Cape Coast and those the central region, regions that's untouched, is still very livable. Like you can come and really, get a bang for your buck in these areas. So while you have the opportunity, it's good to make, land investments, purchase you some land, like, make sure that it's good land, make sure that you ain't getting robbed and ripped off, because that's happening a lot too. I've heard a lot of not so good stories about land purchases. So you definitely want to take your time when you are buying land, but it's good to invest. Yeah, Accra is really expensive, crazy expensive. But yeah, now is a really good time to. So I'm making a video about poverty porn and media portrays Africa in a certain way. Why does it disappear like that? Like, let me read the comment, please. Okay, what is it saying? Okay, so I am making a video about poverty porn. The media portrays Africa in a certain way. What is your initial reaction when you first came to Africa? My initial reaction. I get this question all the time, and I kind of struggle with answering because I don't know to explain like my body wise how I felt. Because my first thought was, "Oh my gosh, it's hot." But um, once I got past the heat of Ghana, and I just was able to take in the beauty, I just was like, "Wow, Ghana is beautiful." I guess I can go back to my plane. When my plane was flying into Ghana for the first time, and like it's in the sky and it's you know preparing to make its land here into Ghana. I just remember looking out my plane window like, wow, this mountain scenery is breathtaking. It is so beautiful. Like you can literally see the mountains from the plane. It was so beautiful. And I just was like, wow, I'm actually here. I am actually on the continent. I am actually in Ghana. It was amazing. It was amazing. I would encourage anybody to at least come visit once in your lifetime, especially if you have kids. Even if you don't want to move here, just allow your kids to get out of America and see something different, please. Let them see their own color being broadcasted. What is happening here? The SIBO? Yes, I've heard that a SIBO's coming along. Yeah. The name of the currency in Ghana is CDs. My family has not been to Ghana. I am a generational curse breaker, if that makes sense. Like I am out here in Ghana breaking generational curses. None of my family has ever been to Ghana. Never been to Africa, period. And when I was preparing to come, they were all looking at me like I was crazy. Like, what are you doing? It's scary out there. It's crazy. You're gonna get kidnapped, this, that, and all of this. But no one has ever been. So I am the first person in my family to travel here, and they'll be coming soon. They are going to be coming soon. I'm constantly encouraging them to get their passports, get their yellow fever vaccine, get their visas, and come visit me. I'm really telling them to come move, but we just ain't there yet. But it's okay, baby steps, baby steps. So I'm definitely encouraging them to come visit. Like, why not? Why not? It's a plane ride away. You hop on a plane and you here. And if you're doing a direct flight, it's only 10 hours. So what I would recommend is to do an overnight flight. So you can get here, say you can get on a book a flight and you board like 10 at night. And when you wake up 5 in the morning, guess what? You in Ghana. And you don't even feel the flight because you're sleeping. Because it's nighttime. You go to sleep at night. Unless you have insomnia and you don't sleep at night, then you're gonna be up all night on a flight. But other than that, the majority of people sleep at night. So when you're on a flight, you go to sleep. And they feed you. They give you a whole meal. What else do they do on an international flight? They give you a blanket, they give you a pillow. The plane is huge, so it don't even feel like you're on a plane because it's so big. It's like 3 rows. So you have one row, you have a middle row, and then you have a third row. Okay, hi, Shamro. And you have a third row, and the plane is just huge. It's huge, so big. And so, and they offer you drinks complimentary. So they offer red wine, you can get white wine, you can get, shots if you want. Then they offer like the typical Coke, Sprite type of beverage. And then they also feed you well, I guess if it's international, you're flying in the morning. I don't know if they offer breakfast if you fly, because I've never flied overnight and got off the plane that early, like super early in the morning. But if your plane is landing, say 9 a.m. Ghana time when you wake up in the morning after your overnight flight. They serve you breakfast, so you get in like fed like regular food. So it's nice. The international flight is nice, and they give you the little ear um, headphones that you can put in your ear so you can watch TV. They have movies you can watch, and it's just I love flying. So for me, flying is peaceful anyway. Even if I'm not flying internationally, like I just love flying. So it's worth it to give yourself that experience and just allow yourself to just experience something different. And if you are like me and you are a person who is coming from generations that has never left the United States of America, do something different for yourself and your family, because you never know, the blessings that might follow. You never know. It's not for everybody, but if you're being called to do it, don't be afraid. Take that leap of faith and do it. Do it. Take that leap of faith and do something different. Dare to be different. Dare to be different, especially when nobody else in your family has done it. Somebody got to be the one, right? Like somebody has to be the one. So I encourage. It's a beautiful, amazing thing. So, what time is it? A little after 10. Okay, guys, I got to go because Emerald is here on 1000 and she has school in the morning. So it was great chatting with y'all. I'm going to try to do a live at least, once every Sunday, I'm going to say. So that's my plans, is to come and do a live on Sundays instead of uploading a video. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for, just being here with me, chatting it up with me. And if you have any questions that I didn't get to, just, next Sunday, I'll be back, same time, 9 p.m. And we'll get into another discussion. So until next live, I will see y'all later.